So here are the top 5 reasons you feel bad on a ketogenic diet. First one is minerals, which a lot of people talk about. The most important thing you focus on is your salt intake. A lot of people start supplementing with potassium, and I actually don't think this is a good idea. There's plenty of potassium in meat and fish. If you eat about a pound of meat or fish on the ketogenic diet, you will get sufficient potassium for the day. The most important thing to focus on is sea salt and the quality of salt. I like Celtic sea salt. I'm not a huge fan of Himalayan pink salt, but I will have it if there's nothing else available. Sea salt is really the most optimal. And you really want to be getting 2 to 3 teaspoons across 3 meals every single day. Now, over time you can reduce this, but for the first few weeks when you're going through keto flu and the detox process and you're losing a lot of water, you actually need to be replacing the salt. The salt is the critical thing. The other big one is magnesium. I like magnesium bisglycinate. I also like magnesium threonate. It seems to optimize my sleep, and I don't focus too much on calcium, but again, if you eat sufficient meat, fish and dairy, you will get enough calcium. The next biggest thing is iodine, and I see this all too often. People don't get enough iodine. Even on the carnivore diet, there's not enough iodine in that diet, and there's not enough DHA. DHA and iodine are critical for brain function. They're also critical for the thyroid and actually allowing you to burn fat because they produce T3, which actually is critical for us to uncouple our metabolism and start burning fat. The next biggest thing with ketogenic diet that people miss is oxalates. A lot of people start dumping oxalates as soon as they go on a ketogenic diet, or they actually start to eat too many oxalate-rich food. However, you must know that if you do go completely zero oxalate, it's likely you will get a large detoxing process, which can be quite painful. The two things with oxalates is actually we need to keep them low, but not too low, because if we go to zero, actually the oxalate dumping increases. For some reason, keeping a small amount, say 50 to 100 milligrams of oxalates in the diet, stops the dumping process from being so bad. Key things to watch out for are nuts and seeds, so nut butters, cashew nut butters, these kind of keto treats, any kind of almond flour based keto brownies or keto cakes, watch out for those. Keto breads, also excessively eating cacao or turmeric or spinach. The next big thing is the circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is critical. One of the most important things that you need to do on a ketogenic diet for the first few months is make sure you eat a good amount of protein and fat for breakfast every single day. This is actually to signal to your gut, to your liver and to your brain that that is morning. We actually have very distorted circadian rhythms all around the world right now due to our lighting environment. This I'll cover in other videos, but just know that optimizing your sleep, making sure that you see the sunrise in the morning and getting out and getting the morning light, it will actually make your ketogenic dieting experience much better and will actually optimize all of the fat burning processes that you're trying to tap into. The next big one to look out for is the deuterium dump. Deuterium is heavy water. Again, I'll talk about this in other videos. It's a really big one. It's actually the reason I believe that the ketogenic diet is so effective. Ketones deplete deuterium, and high fat, low carbohydrate diet is actually a very deuterium depleted diet. The thing is that after a life of eating high deuterium, high carbohydrate, high processed foods and lots of fruit and vegetables and grains and potatoes and whatever you've been eating, unfortunately we've accumulated a lot of deuterium in the body. We've also accumulated a lot of oxalates, as I've already mentioned, and a lot of glyphosate and a lot of other toxins. When you go onto this diet, your body will start dumping all of them. Go slowly, don't rush in. Expect some periods of tiredness, periods of feeling weak. One of the things that can help with this is taking hot and cold showers, or doing sauna, or sunbathing, going on holiday, taking a vacation somewhere really sunny and actually sweating out all these toxins, going into the ocean or rivers or a lake or just your swimming pool, or if you have an ice bath at home, gradually, slowly cooling the surfaces of your body by immersing yourself in water is one of the best ways to keep your dopamine high and keep your body flushing out that deuterium. Another bonus tip I want to give you is that some people can get a bit constipated on a ketogenic diet, and I actually like using coffee with a bit of coconut oil in the morning. They call this a bulletproof coffee. It gets the gut flushing everything out. I actually encourage the use of coconut oil quite liberally with my clients for this reason. Most of the time we have really sluggish guts and sluggish digestive systems that are full of crap and bad bacteria that we really just need to get rid of. Coconut oil is excellent at cleaning and lubricating the bowels. It gets rid of a lot of toxins, it gets rid of a lot of microbes that you don't want in there, it gets rid of a lot of candida, and also it's readily absorbed by the small intestines, meaning it doesn't need to be digested and transferred through the gut wall. It actually just gets absorbed straight through the microvilli which line your intestines and go straight into the portal vein to the liver. These medium chain triglycerides, or MCTs, have become quite popular and are being added to the bulletproof coffee. You might have seen that or heard people doing it. It's pretty good, but just go easy on the MCTs and the coconut oil at first, because they can cause quite a strong reaction, not only with dysbiosis and having some bacterial die-off in your gut, but also they can cause a bit of diarrhea if you have too much. So build up slowly, go teaspoon to teaspoon and build up your tolerance to this. That's enough for today. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll be back soon.